Guys, what's up? Me and Melissa are at Union Square. Yeah, we're kind of like sweating right now, so
it's fucking hot.
I hope you guys like.
But look at all the fried
don't see
chicken.
the blood.
This is for you, chicken.
So what we did was we brought. This is for chicken. So we had to be like VIP. You had to kind of have a key to get into Gramercy Park, and it said surveillance or something like that. But yeah, we're here sweating, and we're gonna answer some questions. And Negra says, on a scale from 1 to tomato, how potato are you?
I'm gonna say I'm tater tots.
I'm gonna go with what Melissa says because Melissa has. I'm gonna go with what Melissa says.
I love potatoes. Potatoes any way you make them, I will eat it.
Okay.
I fucking love potatoes.
She loves potato. Moo Pig asks, if you had one thing to change in your past, what would it be?
But then I feel like I wouldn't change anything because everything I did made me who I was today. So even if there's things that I've done that I'm not happy with, or I was embarrassed by, or I thought was stupid at the time, it made me who I am.
You know,
So,
there's one
really.
thing that I kind of like, when I met up with Melissa, I've always like regretted like all those years that we just kind of like lost connection. Like she would always tell me in high school that we would always lose connection with each other. Like why? She's like she told me like in college, like she's like, when you get to college, you're gonna forget about me. And I'm like, no way, I'm not gonna forget about you. How could I forget about you? And we just like slowly, I stopped going to her house. I basically lived in her house like all my like middle school through like
My mom
10th
used
grade.
to always make 2 dinners, one for her, one for me.
There was always dinner for me at her house. Always.
It wasn't for my own sister.
It wasn't for her own sister. That's true. And like when we met up under like the worst circumstances, but it was like it was
shitty
kind of like
circumstances, but
it was the push. Like I've always wanted to like contact her, like, and I always would like tell her happy birthday and stuff like that. But like that was all it was, and that's one that impacted me. And then we started meeting up again. Now we hang out, so that's one thing. But then like in a way, I'm like,
and I'm happy we started talking again. I was gonna say get back together, but we're not dating.
yeah, we're back together.
Even though this is kind of a cute date.
We're at a park having a picnic.
This is more romantic than anything me and my boyfriend have ever done. Going out to the park is romantic.
I've been to the park. I don't know how to say your name, Hollow. As how long have you gals known each other? I kind of just answered that.
I was going into 4th grade.
But she was going. I was going into 7th grade.
Remember the day we met?
Explain, Melissa.
My mom went out and she said, "Don't leave the house," but you were bike riding on my neighbor's property because for some reason everyone hung out as if their house was like public property.
Mm-hmm.
And you were hanging out with like my neighbors and your neighbors who were hanging out there.
Huh?
And I was like, hey, who's that kid on a bicycle? I'm gonna go make friends. And so I did. And then she goes, I'll bike ride to your house at 10 tomorrow.
First started playing video games obviously with my brothers, but I never really played video games so frequently because my brother, he's a year younger than me, but he would always give me like an hour and a half time to play his PlayStation, and that always bothered me. So I would go to Melissa's house, and then whenever I went to Melissa's house, that's all we did. Like we would just watch each other beat stuff. We would just beat games. We would take turns and we would just like play and like beat the game.
We should talk about the Hobbit story.
We'll talk about the Hobbit. So me and Melissa got me into Lord of the Rings. I would never have watched that movie if it wasn't for her, ever. But anyways, her uncle's a pretty fucking cool ass guy. Like he taught us how to make bow and arrows. So me and Melissa, what we did was we went outside, believe that we were hobbits.
Side note, we were children at the time. We were not adults doing
We
this.
were like, what, 7th grade? We would be outside legit in just shorts and a beater. We would walk around like legit hobbits. We would walk around barefoot in her front yard. So what happened was Melissa got a cut on her leg, and when she got a cut on her leg, I was like, oh, we should go get a band-aid or something. And I remember
about that shit.
like there was a bush that had these long leaves and shit, so we ended up like opening it a little bit so all the juices could come out. We just wrapped it around her wound, and that's basically what it was.
Remember when I got bronchitis and you came over every day and played Jack 2 and I just sat and watched you while I was like dying?
That's when I knew that video games was so real to me. I got so into the game. We were over a waterfront in the game Jack and Dexter, and I was just looking over the horizon, you know what I mean? No, it actually was no horizon, it was dirty as fuck water. But and I ended up spitting my gum at Melissa's TV because I thought that I was legit looking over the water. Favorite foods? I love pizza so much. Light sauce, I just can't. I can eat pizza. I ate it almost like
The real
once, twice a
question is,
week.
what isn't my favorite food? I like anything fried. I love fried chicken, as you can clearly tell.
She's been eating this fried chicken. Favorite beer?
Favorite beer?
Mine's is Blue Moon and Allagash White.
I do really like Blue Moons, and I like Heineken's.
Alright, why did you start streaming? I started streaming because I saw my first sub was Triple Rec, and ever since I saw him streaming, I was like, oh, this looks really cool. And then my friends would tell me that I'm funny, so I was like, they're like, oh, you should start streaming video games. You get so funny when you're angry, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect.
I used to watch people who YouTubed it. I didn't know about like streaming live. I only used to watch people on YouTube, and for a while I like played with the idea. And when I started talking to Stephanie again, she's like, "Oh, I stream video games," and I'm like, "That's fucking cool. I want to get into that."
Favorite body parts? I love the booty.
I do like movies.
I love the booty, and I love collarbones.
My
I
boyfriend
have a
has
really
a
good
really
collarbone. I think so.
I like the back. You know those the shoulder blade
I
muscles.
think I have a good collarbone. Oh, the shoulder blade muscles?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Never mind. I'll keep that to myself.
Yeah, she should probably keep that to herself. What are you afraid of?
Afraid of?
Me, me being homeless is kind of scary
Yeah, I
to me.
think
Like me
that's my
being
biggest fear.
homeless and not having a family and not accomplishing and being happy.
Yeah, I think my biggest fear is looking back on life and saying, "Wow, I really didn't do shit with it."
Yeah.
Like,
That's
just
why I
to
try to
look
do
back and
everything
be like,
I
"Wow,
wanna
I
do."
had fun. Like life was enjoyable. I was happy. That's the way life should be."
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe, share, tell your friends. I'm gonna tag Melissa's down below, her Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, because if I forget Twitch, she'll yell at me. And she's very aggressive.
I'm not.
Thank you guys for watching. If you have any more questions, let us know in the comments below. Bye.